Hello everyone, ockpii here, and today I have a brand new Starbound gameplay video for you guys. It's the second gameplay video, and this one shows a bit more about the forest biome. Enjoy! Okay, so first I'm going to let you watch the video, just in case you haven't already, so here it goes. Okay, so here we go. Enjoyed the video? I sure did. So let's get right on it. First of all, the player is wearing cobalt armor. And as you can see in the background of this picture, we have rivers. So they're not animated at the moment, but they may be in the future. And you also see a bunch of saplings on the ground, or seeds, or maybe something like that. Now, you see that the background, sometimes the trees are in front of the mountains, and sometimes they're behind the mountains. Sometimes there are no trees in the background at all. In this case, there are no mountains at all. But yeah, something I've been meaning to mention with the screenshots, you can see that there's grass where there's stone as well, so it's not just dirt that generates grass. So in real life, that's what would happen. Grass would be on top of dirt and on top of stone as well. Now, on here, we see the flashlight being used, and something that's different to Terraria is that the light isn't in a circle. So since this is a flashlight, it only goes forward, or to the area that the player is pointing. And you'll notice that it doesn't go through the ground or any sort of barrier, so it's more realistic than in Terraria. And you can see that there's a new developer working on the game, so welcome Barkway. Now some more technical information that's not pertaining to what the image is showing us. First of all, this is the same type of terrain as Ty said, so basically I think what this means is that it's not a mountain terrain, it's not like a flat terrain or anything like that. It's more like a hill type terrain, so it's very basic, and it's kind of flat, but it's more like bumpy and things like that, so that's kind of how it is. But there are many more terrain types, as Ty has said, and forests can appear on those types of terrains as well, so it's not just focused on this type of terrain. Again, this is just the forest biome, and trees on the forest are randomly generated, and the engine can control everything about them. The type of foliage they have, the colors, the height, the trunk type, seeds they drop, so maybe it's like Ocarina of Time. If you bang them with something, maybe they drop seeds, or just by chopping them, like you get acorns on Terraria or something like that. And something that is very interesting is movement of the wind. Now, at the moment we have no movement of the wind on this video, as you are seeing right now, but that's very interesting. So maybe it's kind of like the Unreal Shaders mod for Minecraft, where all the leaves start to wobble with the wind and just adds a big level of realism. Now, the one thing I don't really understand about trees being created on the fly is that you're supposed to go to a world several times, and for the most part, planets are actually going to be circular, so you'll be able to traverse the planet multiple times by just running in one direction. But what this is kind of telling us is that the planet is always going to be different no matter how many times we visit it. That's kind of weird, but I don't think that's what he means. And someone has said on the forums that Ty has said that they might make some planets infinite, so that is actually very interesting, to have infinite planets where you can just, it's basically like the dream of every builder on Terraria, having an infinite planet so that they can expand whenever they want. As I've mentioned, there will be mini biomes, so small patches of mushrooms, lakes, patches of flowers, small patches of everything, and these are there just to add another level of realism and variety to your world. Also, right now you're listening to music that is from the official soundtrack of the game, from the OST, and it's produced by Curtis. Well, I don't know who he is, but he's done a phenomenal job in creating this, because most people were expecting Starbound to have like an 8-bit or a retro-esque soundtrack, but that's exactly what didn't happen. What they seem to be going for, and we've only heard 2 songs of the soundtrack, is much more of an epic type soundtrack, much more involving and adventurous, and I actually think that's a very good idea, and I think that it's a good decision to make the game stand out by its soundtrack as well, and not be just the predictable space game, spacey type music. Also, just to point out, as we've seen on the lighting demo, you can just walk up ledges instead of jumping. That's old news, so yes. And that's the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until my next video, take care guys. Goodbye.